Yo, what's going on, guys, man? It's your boy, Mikel Nas, aka Mr. Sniper Woman. In today's video, man, we got the Kobe and Shaq beef explained. If you're new, man, hit that like button, subscribe, and share, man. We're on the road to 540 subs. So hit that sub button. But let's get into this video, though.
8 years together for the Lakers, during which they won 3 championships, while their volatile relationship filled the media headlines. Here is the complete history of the beef between Shaq and Kobe. 1996. Both players arrive in LA. In 1996, the Lakers GM Jerry West got 2 superstars over one summer. He signed the already critically and publicly acclaimed Shaq and traded for the diamond in the rough, 17-year-old Kobe. Even though Kobe was the youngest player in the league, he wasn't your usual rookie. From the get-go, he stood out. With his European background, confidence, and standoffish arrogance, Kobe believed he was the best, and he spent no time telling everyone, which rubbed some of his older teammates the wrong way. During the first meeting with the team, when the new players were introducing themselves, Kobe said this: "I'm Kobe Bryant. I dominate everything. I ain't going to be punked by anybody in the NBA." There were early signs that Kobe will be a handful, both for his opponents and his own team. But those were still the good old days, where he was just an 18-year-old rookie who enjoyed basketball and mostly respected his older teammates. Shaq jokingly called Kobe Showboat because of his flashy moves and cheeky personality. When Bryant shot 4 air balls against Utah in the playoffs, Shaq came over and hugged him in support. First fight. As the time went on, Kobe was getting better, but the Lakers weren't real contenders for the title, and Shaq was losing his patience. He was supposed to be the best and the most dominant center in the game, but he was getting to his late 20s without the ring, which pissed him off. He told the management that he doesn't want to babysit Kobe, who was averaging 15 points and just 2 assists per game in 1998. Before the 99 season, O'Neal and Bryant played a 2-on-2 basketball game with Derek Fisher and Corey Blount during the NBA lockout. Kobe was physical during the game, and Shaq was calling a lot of fouls. They began trash-talking and cussing each other out, after which O'Neal slapped Bryant, who was trying to retaliate, but was
Yeah, me personally, Brian, you got to get back. He slapped you? Hell no, what?
separated from Shaq by his teammates. Problems would continue during the year, and Shaq called Kobe selfish after a poor start to the season. They weren't really getting along off the floor as well, where Shaq would be throwing parties and hanging out with teammates, while Kobe was alienating himself and focused entirely on basketball. The Lakers would once again get swept in the playoffs, after which the Lakers fired Del Harris and appointed Phil Jackson as their head coach. First title. With the arrival of Phil Jackson, everything clicked for the Lakers. Shaq respected Phil because he had already won 6 championships with the Bulls, and O'Neal was extremely motivated to finally win one too. He got into the best shape of his life, and it showed. Shaq was a dominant player as soon as he stepped into the league, but in 2000, he was a different beast and was absolutely unstoppable. The Lakers had the best record in the league, and Shaq averaged—
Imagine in that time trying to guard Shaq. You can— nowadays, if Shaq play nowadays, he's dominating every center, bro. Like, I fuck with AD, but he's dominating AD. Gobert, come on now. Embiid, nope.
30 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks, and he deservedly won the MVP award. He was on a mission that year, and that mission was to destroy everybody who got between him and Larry O'Brien. However, things weren't so smooth in the playoffs, where the Lakers trailed by 15 late in Game 7 of the Western Finals against Portland. But with a bit of luck, they produced a magical comeback, highlighted by an alley-oop from Bryant to Shaq, who slammed it home and sent the Lakers to the finals. There, they would beat the Pacers in 6 games after a spectacular series by Shaq and an outstanding performance from Bryant in Game 4, when O'Neal fouled out. When the final whistle sounded, Kobe jumped in Shaq's arms, and nobody could predict that this peachy moment wouldn't last for long. 2001, Fat Shaq. Shaq proved that he is a winner and the best player in the league.
Y'all hear that? What's going on? Okay,
he had spent his summer chilling and not taking care of his body, and showed up to training camp out of shape. Kobe was furious. He couldn't understand that O'Neal didn't take his job as seriously as he did, and said that the guy selling donuts had more pride in his job than Shaq. Kobe openly called out Shaq and demanded that he become the #1 option because he thought he was the team's best player. Shaq, of course, was against it and called Kobe selfish, and Bryant replied that O'Neal's defense deteriorated. However, despite a poor start, things turned around for the Lakers in the second half half of the season, when Shaq got healthy and in shape. The Lakers were by far the best team in the league, and they lost only one game in the playoffs on their way to another title. Their 15-1 playoff record was the best in league history, and Kobe and Shaq looked like they were in perfect harmony and unbeatable on the court. Next season, it was much of the same. Kobe and Shaq threaded nicely for most of the year. Phil's triangle offense was working like a Swiss clock, and the Lakers steamrolled for another title, sweeping the Nets in the finals.
I feel like they should have won in 2004 too, but that's when it all ended though.
2003 season, healing on company time. Shaq had arthritis in his toe, which bothered him during the three-peat. He could have had surgery right after the '02 finals, but he didn't want to spend the summer on crutches. Instead, he opted to get his toe fixed just when the Lakers training camp was about to start. "I got hurt on company time, so I'll rehab on company time," Shaq famously said, which didn't sit well with Kobe, who was busting his behind all summer to get better, as he always did. While he was recovering, Bryant was finally unleashed, and he had a 9-game streak where he scored at least 40 points. Once Shaq got back to the lineup, Phil Jackson made a decision that made Kobe furious. He told Bryant to score less and feed the ball to Shaq more because Jackson knew that Big Fella was sensitive and that he needed to be engaged offensively to commit to the team fully. Kobe was beyond mad, and he didn't want to be reined back in, which caused a new batch of arguments. The team finished with a 5th seed and lost in the conference semis to the Spurs. Kobe-Shaq chemistry was far from ideal. The worst was yet to come. The 2004 season, the boiling point. Before the
2004 is when it kind of like, that's when it really went downhill. After I think they made to the final, but they lost to the Pistons. That shit, you know what I'm saying?
The 2004 season started. Multiple events helped derail the Kobe and Shaq relationship. Shaq wanted a new contract and played not knowing whether he'll get the money he desires. Both men were nervous and itchy coming to the season, and their relationship reached a boiling point. With Bryant absent from camp due to his legal situation and his recovery from knee surgery, O'Neal said, "The full team is here." Bryant privately warned Jackson, "If Shaq continues talking BS things in the press, I'll fire back. I've had it." Phil Jackson and the Lakers management called both players and told them not to make their beef public because they would be punished. When Bryant joined the Lakers in camp, O'Neal told reporters Bryant should look to be more of a passer than a scorer until his knee was fully healed. Bryant responded that he knew how to play the guard position and that Shaq should worry about the low post. He's right, he doesn't need advice on how to play guard, but he needs advice on how to play as a team. This is my team. If he doesn't like it, let him go after this season.
Whoa, Shaq, that was never your team. That was always Kobe's team. That was always Kobe's team.
Just ask Karl and Gary why they came here. One person, not two, one. O'Neal referred to Karl Malone and Gary Payton, who joined the Lakers in the offseason and were once again the main contenders for the title. The situation was getting more tense by the minute, and it exploded after Kobe had an interview with Jim Gray on ESPN. Bryant claimed that O'Neal came into training camp fat and out of shape. He questioned his leadership and called him selfish for requiring a max contract, while Malone and Payton were playing on cheap deals. Once the interview aired, Shaq was fuming. He went absolutely berserk and wanted to fight Kobe. Kobe felt the same, and driving to practice, he fully expected that a physical altercation would happen. But cooler heads prevailed, and those cooler heads were not Shaq and Kobe's. Their teammates and coaches had prevented a fight because they all knew these guys despised each other. Kobe yelled at Shaq during practice, "You always told me you were my older brother, that you would do anything for me, and when Colorado happened, you didn't even call me. I thought you would at least support me in public." Brian Shaw got involved in the whole...
It's tough, man. His brother, he wasn't there for Kobe. Let's talk about the legal situation thing.
Story and revealed the relations in the Lakers locker room. "Kobe, why are you saying such things? You never came to any party organized by Shaq. We called you to dinner so many times and you didn't show up. Shaq invited you to the wedding too, but you didn't come again. Then you got..."
Damn, you didn't go to the wedding? Okay, yeah.
"Married, and you didn't even invite any of us. And now that you're in a difficult situation, you expect our help? Well, we don't even know you, man." Jackson fined Bryant for defying his orders to not talk to the press. However, due to his uncertain legal situation, Shaq vowed...
That does make sense. Other team and then invited him to dinner and Shaq's wedding, Kobe didn't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't show up. But when Kobe needs help, when Kobe needed help, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, it is what it is, though.
not to beef with Kobe publicly, although it was very clear that their chemistry was broken beyond repair at that point. Despite all the turmoil, the Lakers reached the finals again, but would lose to the Pistons 4-1, where the lack of chemistry showed between their best two players. Kobe was trying to win the title by himself, and when O'Neal wasn't as engaged on offense, he didn't try as hard defensively. Against all odds, Pistons won the title, simply because they played as a team, and the Lakers played as individuals. After the season ended, Phil Jackson was fired, while Kobe was already looking to move to Chicago and play for the Bulls. The news broke out that Shaq was traded to Miami, after which Kobe chose to stay with the Lakers. 2004-2005, not talking. During the 2004 interview
Kobe's going to the Bulls?
with Stephen A. Smith, Kobe expressed a desire to apologize to Shaq for some of the comments he made during his court case. "I should have done what Shaq does. Shaq would pay his women not to say anything, and he had paid up to $1 million for situations like this." O'Neal had this to say in rebuttal to Kobe's statement. "I never hang out with Kobe. In the 7 or 8 years we were together, we were never together. So how this guy can think he knows anything about me or my business is funny." Kobe realized he crossed the line for bringing Shaq's personal relationship into their mess. But Shaq wasn't interested in talking to Kobe, and he would ignore him before the 2004 Christmas games between the Lakers and the Heat. Next season, they did greet before tip-off, and both said that things were good between them. Shaq won the title in 2006 with D. Wade, but after Kobe failed to get his in the 2008 finals, Shaq made the infamous rap about it. "Big Shaq is the difference between first and last place. Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes." All-star co-MVPs and friends. Kobe and Shaq would both represent the West in the 2009 All-Star Game, with Phil Jackson as the West head coach. Bryant and O'Neal got along great during the weekend, and were named the All-Star Game co-MVPs. Bryant
Co-MVPs.
ultimately gave the trophy to O'Neal's son Sharif, and it seemed like the beef was finally over. Kobe would go on to win the title that season, after which Shaq congratulated him on Twitter. Next season, Kobe won the title again and delivered one of the best one-liners in the history of NBA press conferences. When asked what the title meant to him personally, Kobe smiled and said, "I got one more than Shaq. You can take that to the bank." Shaq once again congratulated on Twitter, and when asked about it, he said that he doesn't compare himself to guards, only to other big men. And even though he had said those things, he later admitted that he was beyond pissed in a one-on-one interview with Kobe in 2019. "You won your 5th title? I tore my house up," Shaq said. It was just another example of how these two alpha males operated and how petty they actually were. However, after Shaq retired in 2011, their relationship got gradually better. They were always complimentary about
2011? I thought he retired in 20. Was it 2013? It was 2011?
each other in the media.
Yes,
If they
it
stayed
was.
together in LA, they could have definitely won 1 or 2 more titles, but both were probably better off apart. Kobe wanted his own team to prove his worth as a player, and if Shaq stayed in LA, Kobe would have signed with the Bulls. However, despite all the beef, they will always be remembered as the greatest 1-2 punch in NBA history. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
That is true. They were the best deal of that in the early 2000s. They probably would have won either 4 or 5 championships together, to be honest. Even maybe 6. Hey man, that's a video that Kobe and Shaq Bill explain. If you like that video, hit the like button, comment down below, hit that sub button. I'm out.